Hello, you are listening to Tesse Jed Presents, : I'm Jesse.
And I'm Ted.
And here we go.
So something I've always wondered about is why it's seemingly not possible to make a good movie based off a video game. Starting from Super Mario Brothers, all the way up to Assassin's Creed. There must be one or two acceptable notorieties.
Resident Evil.
There must be one or two acceptable. Fuck you. Resident Evil. There's such. Oh man.
Where my Resident Evil fans at?
Fucking A. The Resident Evil fans should be supporting Resident Evil the movie. They're terrible. They're terrible. So why is it that it's seemingly impossible to make a good video game movie?
I don't know, Ted. Why don't you tell us your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I find it a little interesting that movies are considered in our culture to be the apex of artistic interpretation. You have anything turned into a movie. Not very often does it go the other way around. I remember in the 90s, there were a lot of cartoons based off of movies. There's Godzilla the movie.
That's not
from the 90s. There's Men in Black.
First Men in Black is great.
The first Men in Black is great. And you know what? The show wasn't really all that bad either.
Wait, there was a show?
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
It was good?
Yeah, it was all right.
All right, I respect your opinion. Sometimes. We're going to have to agree to disagree on the Resident Evil thing.
I disagree.
But I will say, though, I do disagree on your point that you said it doesn't normally go the other way around. They make video games based off of movies all the time.
No, I got you. I'm just saying, though, that if you have a story in any one medium that becomes popular enough, people say they should make a movie about this. They should make a movie about this. And I'm not saying that that's, right or wrong or respectful or disrespectful to any other medium. I'm just saying it's interesting that movies are like the apex of storytelling.
Well, I think there's a really good reason for that, is that TV shows, video games, they all require books, especially nowadays in the age of fast instant gratification. Books take too long, but that's just it. These are all mediums that take a lot of time commitment. A movie tells an entire story in 2.5 hours. And so it has become very popular with our instant gratification culture. In that regard, it's a challenge to make, for example, a book into a movie. And I find filmmakers like a challenge, so that could be another reason why. Or this is a story that they absolutely love and would love to show their interpretation of it. Movies are often some of the biggest form of flattery to other artists. But I do agree with you that doesn't make it the best medium. I think video games, especially now in today's day and age, are some of the most amazing pieces of art. The amount of work that goes into them, time, and they're interactive. I mean, The Witcher 3 is a movie in itself. It's so good, and you're completely in control of the environment.
Right. It's like
it is detailed.
Yeah. Plus, it's like a Showtime or Cinemax movie.
Yeah, that's also
like 2:00 in the morning.
There's sex. Oh wait. Spoilers. You can have sex on a unicorn.
Really? In The Witcher? Next thing you're going to tell me is you can bang an alien in Mass Effect.
Sex on a stuffed unicorn.
Sex on a stuffed
Greatest
unicorn.
Scene ever.
Yeah.
In a video game.
Oh, man. Anyway. Why hadn't anybody thought of that before? That seems like a easy call.
Though, actually, would you mind if I say something about The Witcher and its
brilliance?
brilliance?
I would not.
I mentioned how incredibly detailed it was. So I was watching my husband do a playthrough, and he was curious. He was he just saved this NPC, and the NPC promised to, hey, next time you come to our village, I'll make you some armor. It'll be great. Come to my blacksmith shop. And so in most games, after you have an interaction with an NPC, they just go poof and they walk off into the distance. Well, we followed him all the way. It was not close. He walked all the way back to his goddamn village, goes to his little blacksmith shop, turns around and goes, oh, hello there. You've been following him this entire time. That level of detail. And I mean, every single place that you go in this world is completely, fully developed. But I just find that absolutely brilliant. That took a lot of programming.
Hi, I'm Willie Nelson. I am, seriously, I swear. It's me, Willie Nelson. You're listening to the Tesse Jed Podcast, a podcast, Here you go.
But, so you mentioned Mario Brothers.
Right, Super Mario Brothers. Making that into a film. Come on. How can you make... That is a terrible example, because how can you truly make this incredibly thin plot into a movie? It's great as a video game, but I don't think being able to create a 2-hour plot fucking
is
done, man. I'm telling you,
Ted,
it is the worst concept to think that you're gonna make into a movie, albeit. But like the things that were wrong in that movie were just resolutely insulting.
Because the video games themselves are so realistic. Also, why is Peach the only anatomically correct character? Name another one. Other than the other princesses.
What is it about Mario and Luigi that is not
well, first of all, they're half the height.
Anatomically correct.
They're half the height of Peach.
Wow, okay.
They have little stubby arms and little stubby legs.
Wow.
And they've got big round heads and stout bodies. Whereas Peach is tall, thin, leggy, and curvy.
So somebody's got to tell fucking Danny DeVito that he is incorrect.
No, that's not what I mean.
Like, he is not, like, you're not being true to reality, dude. Like, get fucking with it. You're offending women everywhere. What's Bowser always doing with this princess, by the way? Why is he always kidnapping this princess? What is he doing? He already has, like, his own castle and fucking giant army. His troops are just walking around on the streets everywhere. Just everywhere. Everybody in this whole goddamn continent works for Bowser.
Well, that's a villain's tale as old as time. Even the most evil of dictators want somebody to love. And who better than a pampered, pretty princess
well,
that
I don't know,
maybe
somebody of your own species?
Okay, so let's get back to Peach being the only, like, actual human anatomically correct
I
person.
still don't like. I feel like she's certainly the most idealized,
and she gets all of the skimpy little costumes.
Well, yeah.
Mario turns into a cute little raccoon. He's adorable.
I'm sorry, 13-year-old boys will be 13-year-old boys. You gotta play to your audience.
Whatever. Well, yeah, you can make the plumber that for whatever reason is saving the princess from the castle. You can make him more realistic. Hell yeah.
Oh man! And why is it that the turtles just pop out of their shells? That's not correct. You can't just jump on a turtle and have it pop out of its shell and then pick its shell up and wing it at him. Feed it to your giant lizard monster.
There's a lot of shells in this game. How many turtles are we killing for the sake of delaying our opponents?
And most of them are just walking around. You know what I mean? Like, they don't come at you unless they're already walking that direction.
Their home.
Yeah, they're just walking around.
So
trying
terrible.
to be turtles. Can't let a turtle be a turtle.
Poor Yoshi is so used.
Fuck Yoshi, man. What an asshole.
Yoshi is near and dear to my heart.
We have to explore this.
Uh-oh.
What is it about video games that makes it impossible to turn into a movie? Let's consider the aspect of interactivity. Of course, that's the main appeal of video games.
They're also very intricate stories.
Yeah.
And it is hard, I feel, to the interactive part of it is impossible almost to portray. They did try it recently with, was it Henry?
Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry. I did not
never
actually
saw
get
it.
to see that, but a
Looked
completely
interesting.
first-person film. Interesting concept. However, I wasn't interested in seeing it because, well, I don't think we're there yet.
But what? But see, that's it loses the without the interactivity, that loses the point of having it be first person.
Yeah. You're not making any decisions. It's not actually you.
Right. You're viewing the world through the eyes of somebody that you can't control is limiting. It's claustrophobic almost. Claustrophobic? Claustrophanabulous. It's claustrophatastic.
Claustrophobic?
It's claustrophobic. It's claustrophobic. That could, but what is the fault of a lot of video games? I believe a big one would be transferring whatever subgenre you find the video game into just action. Just like an action adventure movie, which the Resident Evil is a horror game.
Yeah,
it was for a really long time. Then the first Resident Evil movie came out, and it was all action. Just a nonstop, beginning to end action movie.
I agree with you there. They could have added more elements of horror, and I actually do think that that's interesting that they didn't, because I feel like that could be one of the easiest to translate to film is horror.
See, I don't know. I don't know about that, because in the game, first of all, you're wandering around completely alone.
And it's you. So you're right. That is actually harder to depict.
And, past the first handful of scares, you pretty much know what to expect. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying it'd be very hard to translate directly if you just had the movie follow around Jill or just Chris. I think you probably would be able to do something if you teamed either or both of them up with Barry and Rebecca Chambers. But the zombie movies used to be scary because of the sheer magnitude. Like, everybody around is a zombie, and no matter where you go, there's going to be zombies. If one spots you, there's going to be a whole horde of them in a minute. Whereas in Resident Evil, it was like a few walking around. And it was fucking scary because they had these fixed camera angles.
Yeah.
So if you walk into a new room, or like especially a hallway, and you're walking down and all of a sudden you hear the shuffle of feet or a moan, you're like, oh shit, there's a zombie somewhere. I can't fucking see it though. It could be anywhere. When I turn this corner, it could be right fucking there. And it was fucking scary. It was scary as hell. I remember playing it for the first time as a kid on the original PlayStation, and one of the scariest fucking things through almost the entire game were the loading screens between rooms. Because it would just be this black screen and a door opening up, and you don't know what's behind it, but like you have to go through it. There's none of this, you don't have a chance to build up your courage and like, okay, and push through it. It's this slow animation of a door opening
And
into
you don't
blackness.
actually know when it's
Right.
going to pop open. But one thing that I think is the most terrifying about this game is that it's the whole story is it's very realistic. And I think that in real life, you don't need a horde of zombies to make them terrifying. Just one is, I mean, picture just being, mugged on the street. Just one person attacking you is terrifying. And this company, this corporation, we don't know what our corporations are doing with their money, and people, and they don't care. As long as they're making money, they don't care what they're doing to
Especially a
people.
pharmaceutical company.
Oh yeah, what are they poisoning us with? And that is something that we actually do deal with in reality today.
And that was something that I got really upset about the second Maze Runner movie. Have you read any of the Maze Runners?
No, I have not.
It's great. It's great YA. But yeah, there's this post-apocalyptic sort of setting.
The films looked really interesting, but I wanted to read the book first, and I never did.
It's good, and it's a really quick read. It's easy to get through. But in the second movie, they have these people called cranks that just like run around in the sewers, mostly underground, mutilating people and like eating each other's faces off. And the first time you really encounter one, or Thomas encounters one, the sewer is just like he appears at the end of the corridor that they're walking through. He's missing his nose. There's just a dude going, crows ate my nose, I suppose, and it blows. Get it? And I'm like, yeah, that's funny stuff. They dip the other way. And it's scary because it's these people who are cognizant enough to talk and make shitty puns and run after you trying to eat the nose off of your face. And in the movie, they just turned them into zombies.
I was going to say it's scarier than zombies in that they are...
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The insanity, the loss of humanity while retaining the ability to talk is terrifying. Is absolutely terrifying. Because, it's not like a shambling corpse just like walking towards you. It's this dude that is brutally insane and wants to eat your face.
So, I mean, that is another medium that is very difficult to turn into films, are books. And they do often alter details like that to make them, I don't know, more palatable to audiences.
Sure.
Like in the Hunger Games movie, the wolves, in the books, they look like the other fallen contestants. They have their faces. They're like these morphed versions of them, whereas in the movie they're just these really creepy ass wolves, which they're still creepy and they're scary, but it's so repulsive that it's the end psychologically terrifying.
Yeah, it was just that like zombies are so overdone and so generic in every way. I was really upset to see this creature turn into a zombie again. It's just bland, and everybody's seen a fucking zombie before. It's been done. It's not scary anymore. But so the interactivity is something that is definitely lost through a movie.
Oh, yes.
There is also the character arcs. How is a character arc dependent upon the player in a video game?
Well, it depends on the game.
Right.
Because some games are written, you are put into a character and you are just making your way through and trying to attempt your goal. Whereas others, you're consciously making decisions and evolving your character into whatever it is you want to be, whether it be good, evil, somewhere in between. So it does truly depend on the game. And perhaps the reason that they've been unable to make successful films is maybe they're picking the wrong genre.
I don't know what...
How would you what do you think you would do to make a video game into a movie? What type of video game would you pick?
What kind of video game would I make into a movie?
Like some wouldn't work. Like, for example, Portals doesn't work. Like puzzle games don't work because it's not the same way.
Although, you know what? I think you could make a pretty good case for Myst.
Oh,
because there's a really, really, really rich lore behind it.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I would fucking sign up to see a Myst movie any day.
Oh, I forgot about Myst.
It's fucking insane, that Myst.
Yeah, that's a good mindfuck game.
Is
that the right word?
It was unprecedented when it came out.
There's nothing else like it.
No.
I mean,
now there are. There's a bunch of, of course, other Myst games and other games that pretty much copied off of Myst. Although I did see a revamp of Myst called Real Myst.
Ooh.
Whereas in the original, where it was all stills, they made a complete 3D environment. Always seemed interesting. Too expensive, though, because I've already played Myst to death. And... it's not so much of, I want to play this game because it's a sequel or it's going to be different. It's going to be the exact same thing. Just you could walk around a fully envisioned environment.
I'm going to go back and play it. That sounds great.
Right? And I think there is also the level of projection of yourself onto the character that you're playing that cannot be done in a movie nearly as well, I would say. That's why in a lot of RPGs, the protagonist never speaks, because it's a lot easier to project yourself onto this character if they never speak, because he never says anything that you wouldn't.
Well, there are, I mean, in RPGs, that is one aspect where you do select, you have options of what they say.
Yeah.
And I still think making the decisions of picking what character is going to say does make it more relatable. And it is something that you can
That device is for that reason.
Right.
Right. Link never says anything. So it's easier to project yourself onto him because he never says anything that you wouldn't in that situation. That's why a lot of JRPGs do that.
What is a JRPG?
Japanese RPG.
Right. I mean, that's all it is. It's just an RPG made in Japan. I hate that phrase.
But it's still, it's a viable subgenre. You have to recognize, like, Secret of Mana falls into a category that is like a lot of other video games that already exist. And Japan is fucking weird. Japan is really fucking weird. They stick to a lot of tropes. There's always like they oddly hyper-sexualized sub-boss, like the second boss. Not the very end boss, but the second boss is just like kind of always in the background going, ooh, 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 ooh. That has like 8 forms that you got to fight up until this 8 boss.
There's nothing but hypersexualized video game characters in American games, in all games. I don't think, well, I mean, not all games.
Right, no, I know what you're saying.
Every country that makes games has at least one that has a hypersexualized character. It's part of the genre. I don't know. But I don't think that's specific to Japan.
I honestly, truly think it would be a shame if Riot doesn't go down in video game history.
Oh, that's true.
As the first video game to feature a character who has an A cup. Because Jinx is like one of the playable characters, just this really skinny chick. Like super skinny, virtually no breasts at all. And she's a great character. It's really fun. But like I've not seen that before. And granted, every other character has unrealistically big full tits, but like I cannot think of another video game.
You know, League of Legends is interesting because it has a very, very in-depth lore. Like every character has a very in-depth backstory, and that would be an interesting challenge for a film because it could go one of two ways. Either there's too much there, or you do what comic books do. Right. The comic book movies, I mean, that's huge right now. You could theoretically have a League of Legends movie piggyback off of that. But at the same time, I feel like that would be terrible. Like the World of Warcraft movie, which I guess, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was a B movie.
I did not see Warcraft.
Warcraft, yeah, that's what it's called.
But with League of Legends, it'd be really difficult. It would be way too hard to pick one or one handful of characters to be the protagonists versus whatever antagonists, because everybody has their own favorite characters. Although I was talking to somebody online on Reddit was the concept of a campaign mode in League of Legends. And when I first heard it, I thought it was fucking stupid. Then a couple of hours later, I thought it'd be brilliant. And then I thought it'd be fucking stupid again. And then I was like, no, wait, it would certainly mostly be brilliant. And
it does depend on how they execute it.
Yeah. But I mean, there is, because once again, the lore of League of Legends is
massive.
Immense. Just fucking huge.
One of the appeals about it.
Right, you have over 100 characters to play.
Whew.
And just like every single one of them has got some crazy backstory, very often crossing over into other characters' backstories.
Well, the best games. I mean, the best stories. I mean, you can't just have your characters stand alone. They have to interact.
But see, that's the weird thing about League of Legends is in the actual game, there is no story.
That's true.
But every single character has got this immense backstory, and I feel like it could be awesome, it could be fucking horrible, but like for those of us who get into the lore of something like that, it'd be amazing and a good way to familiarize yourself with the characters. If they had a campaign mode, familiarizing yourself with the characters in a way that didn't, make a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds immensely pissed at you because you don't know how to play.
I think that, one of the reasons I stopped playing, well, the people that play are horrible human beings, just like in most PvP games.
Sure.
And the higher levels, you do. Like, if you're not doing well, your teammates will rag on you, and it's really discouraging. And it's not a game you can play casually. They're constantly updating. You have to think of your rebuilds of your characters. Right. And then if you're not good, and you're a higher level because you've been playing for a long time, but you play casually, well, you cannot play with anyone else of your level, and then people get mad at people for doing Smurfs.
That's where I completely. Well, no, I do agree with you, but I've trained myself not to agree with you because it's way more fun to be trolling those people. Like, I do not go on League of Legends to troll people, all right? That's not how I want to spend my time. I want to play League of Legends. I would like to win. I don't like losing. It gets frustrating when people make stupid mistakes. I get it. But being an asshole right off the bat to people making stupid mistakes is not a way to fix that. Like,
right, but it's not going to go away
anytime
soon.
No. You can't dude, you're fucking trash. Thank you.
Right, but
that's great fucking constructive criticism. I appreciate that. I'll take that into account in the future. Like, I just don't care though. Like I do want to win, but if you're gonna be a dick about it, I'm gonna fucking try and make you as mad as possible while still playing the video game, because that makes me better at video games than you.
But doesn't that get old after a while? Nope. You don't want to have to be constantly combating. Oh, well, that's your own opinion. And it's not just that. I personally got tired of it because it's not even that I couldn't. If I wanted to stop doing that or having that experience, you'd think, oh, okay, just play with your friends.
Right.
They were worse.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I love you, but damn, I don't like playing with you. I'm sorry, I don't play as much as you.
The bell curve is very, very. There's a very sharp learning curve to that game.
And like once you hit level 40, you have to be a master, or that's it.
Right.
And one of the other reasons I stopped playing is, and why a campaign mode wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, it's a huge time commitment.
Yeah.
You can't pause.
Right.
And you don't want to just play one game. You can't just hop on I'm just going to hop on for an hour. Because your one game could take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. But let's be honest, probably about 40 minutes you're looking at minimum. And you don't want to just play one game. So then you're stuck there for 6 hours playing. And you there's just no time. And you have to keep up your skills because they're constantly updating. And you don't want to get trolled.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to yell at you.
That is something, that's where I very often hit. I have to keep re-smurfing. Because I will play semi-casually. Like, I'll play a lot, but casually. So, like, once I get up to, like, level 20 or 30, I've plateaued. Like, I'm not getting better after that point. And people get mad. I usually, I'm respectful of the fact that I'm not doing well, and I'll apologize. But, like, if I die twice in the first 10 minutes of the game, and
shit happens,
somebody says that I'm literally trash, I'll tell them, you don't know what that word means.
Trash? They don't know what trash means. We all know how Ted feels about literally.
Noob Garen doesn't know what trash is. GG. No, like, it's
wait,
it's
did you just say... I'm sorry, wait. Did you just say Jaren?
Garen.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
don't let me get
that.
into this GIF conversation.
No, we're not going to go there. Fucking peanut butter versus a file. But no, it's like, if I can continue having fun, I'm better at the game than somebody who gets upset if they're losing. Because the whole point of the game is to have fun. That's what the device is for. Its purpose is designed to sit in front of a computer and have fun with it.
Right.
If you can't have fun while you're losing, and I am better at using this tool than you are, because you're fucking getting shit in your pants and bitching at some strangers on the internet. I'm having a good time, and usually I try and do my best to plant the seeds of resentment against, people being nice, and these people that are fucking just.
Wait, you are resentful against people being nice?
No, I plant the seeds of resentment against people being nice. Because it's the whole kill them with kindness thing. So if somebody says stop feeding,
I see what you're saying. But
I
by
say,
you being nice,
right? Yeah. If somebody says stop feeding, I'll say something like that plan would never work. That doesn't make any sense. Your strategy is ridiculous, buddy. I'm fucking stop feeding.
Right, but
and
then
if
you
I
yourself
die,
are part of the problem.
Right. But if they, and I understand if somebody says something in order to help me help the team, you know what I mean? Like if somebody says something like, "Hey man, you should buy more stealth wards," or like just play closer to the tower. He's already up on you. Don't overextend or something. I appreciate that. But if somebody says, "Dude, you're fucking garbage, trash, drink bleach and die," my response is usually something along the lines of, "Dude, don't worry about it. I got the master plan." Is all a part of my master plan. And if anything somebody says, I'm making stupid mistakes, and they yell at me again, I'm like, dude, what do you not understand about the phrase master plan? You have no fucking idea, right? People are like, dude, you are fucking 1 in 8. What the fuck are you talking about master plan? I'm like, I got them right where they want. I got them right where I want them now.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Exactly. Our fucking tech is fucking garbage. We don't even have a top lane. I'm like, dude, you don't even know about this master plan. And then whenever somebody else kills somebody, I'll be like, see? What'd I tell you? See that shit? Fucking master plan, bro. So I have a great time with
Force
it.
other people to just, with your ridiculousness, kind of force other people to have fun.
Yeah.
Probably not the person trolling, but the other people around you.
Right, exactly. And
That's
that's what it's good for. If you're going to be fucking toxic, I'm going to, you are a tool for my amusement. I'm using it to fucking have fun. Make a movement. I'm trying to create an anti-trolling society or justice trolling society. Teach children what time it is. I just don't want our children, our future, to grow into this vehemently rabid, toxic, otaku subculture of shitty, like really shitty, shallow insults and the inability to think logically.
Grow into? I think we've passed that.
See, that's what I'm saying. You've given up already. You can't give up already. What would the the lawyer in To Kill a Mockingbird, did he give up at the very beginning when he was like, oh, there's this creepy retarded guy in this house? Atticus. Rex?
Atticus and Scout. Oh, I fucking love that book.
Hi, boo.
I'd play with you.
Right? See, that's what I'm saying.
Let's do this.
That's
let's
what I'm
make a
fucking
team.
saying.
We just need 3 other schmucks.
I've been trying to get you and fucking Rock over here to fucking start up a League of Legends account. It's awesome, man. Like I would
need to start over. It's been like 3 years since I've played.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely
sure
fucking start over with you.
Yeah.
Let's
do this. Hey, who'd like to sponsor Jessie to get a new computer so that she can do this? Sponsor our team. We will be number 1. Master plan.
That's
you
one
by
of our
tampons.
sponsors. I said brought to you in part by. But yeah, any of you guys have any suggestions on how to anti-troll or justice troll? Share your stories. We'd like to talk about it.
What video game do you think should be made into a movie?
Yeah. And why can't it be done correctly?
We want to hear from you. Or just tell us why we're wrong. Just...
We're not, though.
No. That's why you're listening to us, to learn exactly how your opinion is wrong. We can guide you to the light in the right direction.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Tesse and Jed.
Presents,
Two schmucks talking philosophy in a philosophy atmosphere with two schmucks. I've been Ted.
I've been Jesse.
And you're welcome.
Where do we go when they put us in the ground? Are you really too old just because you think it's too loud? Is there a God? What is this all about? Why is there a Cape Cod, but there's no Cape Trout? If the webpage gets deleted, did it ever truly exist? Have you ever actually repeated after you've leathered and rinsed? Are we naturally hateful, or is it just something we're taught about? We'll grab a coffee, grab a bagel, and let's figure it out.
Is that its own beast? I think it's its own beast.